Hey, Teo here. Today I'm gonna show you guys how I descale, clean, and maintain my Breville Bambino. Breville Bambino is an excellent machine, works like a champ. I own it almost 2 years now. I have no problems whatsoever. One of the reasons I don't have any problem with my Breville Bambino is I descale my machine periodically. Another reason is I always use bottled filtered water. I do not use any other kind of water. Bottled filtered water. You know those blue bottles? You can exchange them for a full one, return the empty one. That's what I use with my Breville Bambino. Today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this to my kitchen, show you guys what I need for this little process. It takes less than 10 minutes. I'm sure all of you have 10 minutes for every 3 months for a delicious coffee. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this to my kitchen. I'm gonna show you guys what are the things you need to descale your machine, to clean it. We'll go through steps together. Go ahead and flush it and clean it. Then I'm gonna show you guys one more step of cleaning that I do with my machine. So let's go ahead and get this started. There are two different ways we can get the descaling done on a Breville Bambino. One of them, you can use the included Breville Descaler. Bambinos comes with only 1 pack of this. So if you haven't used this, you can go ahead and use it. Simply you pour this over in here with a 1 liter of water. This is half a liter, 500 ml. So you put 2 of these into the water reservoir. Make sure it's the lukewarm water, not hot, not super warm, not cold. And then you pour it in, you put this in, and kind of stir it with a wooden spoon in there so the whole thing dissolves. And then you do the descaling. Today, what I want to show you is doing it with the distilled white vinegar. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use half of this, we're gonna fill it with the vinegar, other half with the water. I'm gonna put 500 ml of vinegar and 500 milliliters of filtered water. I highly recommend you guys to use the same water you make your coffee with, which is the filtered water. Don't use a tap water. The whole point is descaling the machine, so you want to descale it with the good stuff and have some sort of a clean cloth like this. So let's go ahead and start with the vinegar. I picked this vinegars up from Costco. They come in like a 6-pack or something. So it's like $6. Very affordable. If not, you can use those Heinz or whatever vinegars that they have in Walmarts and you know whatnot. So I pour this in. I start with the vinegar, if you notice, because it's going to be some vinegar residue in here. So I pour the water in there. That way I'll take full advantage of the vinegar. So it's filled pretty much half and half. Okay, and then put the lid back on. Bambinos don't have any filter system, so don't worry about removing a filter or anything. Okay, let's grab the cup we did our measurements with. Put it under, so you'll make sure your steam wand inside the cup. Put it together, turn the machine on. Wait until all the lights are on. Okay, once it's ready, I want you to keep your finger on the double cup and the steam wand at the same time to put the machine in the descaling mode. Like so. Now it's going to cycle through water through the system. So this whole cycle is going to continue for a little while. Now make sure you put a big enough cup underneath. Once it's stopped, since this is a small cup, I'm going to quickly dump this and put it underneath again. If you have a bigger cup, you don't have to do that. See, it all bubbles up. Simply cleaning the steam wand system since the group head is already done. Now the cleaning solution business is over with. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the container and dump it into our sink with the rest of the solution. We're going to go ahead and rinse this. I highly recommend you guys to dry it with the towel from inside, so that way you won't have any water spots inside out on your water reservoir. So let me go ahead and clean this real quick. So here I am putting the towel inside. So get rid of all that unfiltered water residue inside the reservoir. Pour the filtered water in there, and then I'm gonna hit this blinking 2-cup light. It's good enough for now. Let's go ahead and pour the rest of the filtered water in there. I'm just gonna add a little extra just to make sure. So all that filtered water in there, I'm gonna place it back in there and dump this descaling solution in the Pyrex, and I'm going to hit this again. Now it's simply cleaning inside whatever's the residue from the vinegar mix in the system. So again, it's simply doing the same thing coming from the group head, and then once the group head is done, it's going to flush the steam wand. As you see, our IMS shower screen raining down really nice. Since this cup Pyrex is a little small, I'm going to remove this and dump it. And I'm going to put it back in. Clean my countertop. Now it's flushing through the steam wand. As you can tell, lots of bubbles and foam type of stuff coming out of it, so it's doing its job. Now it's getting cleaner water. I can tell some of the vinegar is pretty much gone. Once it's done, goes back to original. Both lights are solid. We're done. At this point, I recommend turn off the machine by pressing on single and water at the same time. It's off. And remove the water reservoir. Put your Pyrex cup underneath. You're gonna get rid of whatever water left in the system. Turn it back on. Okay, we're gonna hit 2-cup just to get rid of the water in the system. As you see, even though I removed the water reservoir, some water coming out. Now it's gonna blink on both, kind of like an error. Just hit one of them twice. You're all good. Now I'm gonna do the same with the hot water button. Just get rid of whatever it is in the steam wand. Again, we're all set. At this point, we're gonna remove this, dump it. We're gonna unplug the machine. Okay, remove the tray. If you haven't cleaned this is a good opportunity to clean it. Mine is all clean, so I don't have to. Okay, so let's put this aside. Kind of wipe off if there's a water around. And then next, what I want you to do is put your towel down, put the machine sort of like upside down, so we can actually remove this and wipe this off, this whole area off, check our gasket and things like that. For this, you need some sort of a stubby screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver. Don't use anything electric or anything. I don't want you to ruin your machine. Everything is finger tight, so I'm gonna remove the single Phillips screw and inspect the screw. Everything is good. Kind of use the tip of the screwdriver to remove this. As you see, my shower screen, IMS shower screen, is in perfect shape. However, I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe it off. Kind of like edges. See like coffee residue here a little bit. I'm gonna just wipe all of it off. Make sure this is all nice and clean. So I'm gonna go ahead and inspect the silicone gasket in there. Group head locking mechanism. Unfortunately, everything about this machine's group head is plastic. I have video about this, so you guys are more than welcome to check it out. I love the machine, but I'm not crazy about this plastic parts, especially in the group head. I don't need to change that silicone gasket, not yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it off. There's like a slight brown residue there. I'm just cleaning it up with another towel. As you see, it looks great, and I'm inspecting everything I need to see up while the machine is upside down. For example, this mechanism, to see if everything looks good. Okay, and then grab our IMS shower screen or your factory shower screen, kind of inspect it. Everything looks great. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put it, you can put it any direction you want. I kind of like my IMS facing me, so I'm putting it like that. Kind of put it in there. It's gonna find its place. Kind of press it down, grab your screw, place it right in the middle, kind of like start the thread with your hand. Make sure all this is cool, not hot. I don't want you to burn your fingers. So it's cool to touch or cold to touch. So tighten this up gently, finger tight. Do not force it. You will ruin the thread. Everything down here underneath of this is plastic. So keep that in mind. So our machine is perfectly descaled. No problems whatsoever. I'm gonna go ahead and flip her over. As you notice, I'm kind of wiping things, water drops and things, because I don't like water spots on my espresso machines. So I'm gonna go ahead and place my drip tray. Everything is great. I'm gonna go ahead and add more filtered water and place this on my espresso station. Use it another 2-3 months. I don't have any scale buildup on any of my machines because I use it with the filtered bottled water. So they're perfectly fine. However, even with that kind of water, I still go ahead and do this about 4 times a year. It's gonna help with your machine's longevity. It's gonna clean it up. No matter how clean, how good water you use, I highly recommend to do this. And especially if you're using a tap water, do this once a month. You will definitely have better results, better tasting espresso. Bambino is all clean. flushed. As you see, the process, it doesn't take too much time, super easy. And that last step really helps. It also gives you opportunity to inspect your group head, your shower screen, as well as the silicone gasket around the group head. That way you'll see if there are any cracks on your group head, any issues with it. Of course, you don't want that plastic mingled with your espresso. So it's a great step to do. And on top of it, it gives you opportunity to inspect your shower screen up close, clean all those pores and stuff, especially if you're using the factory one. If you're using the IMS one like I do, it's super easy to clean. You just need to give it a good wipe and move on. So this is how I descale, clean, and keep my Breville Bambino in tip-top shape. So if you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and drop a line in the comments. I'll be happy to get back to you guys. Or if you have any suggestions, I'm open to any ideas, as you know. Feel free to let me know. So this is my take. So if you have any other opinions, any other way of doing things, please feel free to let me know. We're all ears. As always, if you find this video interesting, please go ahead and like and share. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please join the TEO'S community. And my goal is to hit 1,000 by April 1st. So if you join, we'll be happy to have you in the community. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a delicious day.